everyone, let's roll some newspaper tubes. Excuse me. Hi, everyone. Let's roll some newspaper tubes. I cannot talk tonight. Newspaper tubes. Let's just roll some tubes out of newspaper. I'll get it straight. If you want to make handmade crafts on a budget in this live stream or video, I'm going to show you how to make these thin rolled newspaper tubes. You can use magazines, newspaper, really any kind of paper that you want to use. You need the newspaper, scissors, a dowel, and some glue. Okay, and you can use these to make coasters, ornaments, baskets. You can use the paper tubes to make bowls or wall art or lots of other giftable crafts. So they are budget-friendly Christmas gifts, but you can also use them for year-round DIY. Anytime you need a birthday gift or just a little pick-me-up gift, then this is great. And these are really good to make into a project. So if you want to save money on gifts, or if you're just into handmade gifts, recycling newspaper is a good thing to do because you're creating something useful out of nothing. So this is a craft that doesn't take a whole lot of space. So it is pretty good. Works well in small spaces, such as tiny homes or RV life. You do need to have some room just to roll. But again, it's not a hard craft and doesn't take a whole lot of space. The technique is super, super easy. And once you get these made, you can use them in like tons of different projects. Like we're going to come back and we're going to make these coasters. I made this one actually a couple of years ago, and I use it frequently, and it is still in good shape. So everybody I know is on a budget for Christmas gifts. We're all looking for how to make cheap Christmas gifts and just inexpensive gifts in general. So this is a good project, but it's also an easy project. So as you progress, if you want to make things that are more complicated, like the baskets that I mentioned, then you can. But if you just want a quick, simple, last-minute gift, these coasters are a really neat thing to do. So we're going to make the tubes tonight, and I'm going to show you how to do that. And then tomorrow, we're going to come back and we're going to make some coasters. Super easy, super fast. This is something that adults will need to do the cutting on, but kids can help. Once you get them rolled, they can paint the glue on them later on. So it's not strictly a kid-friendly craft. You're going to need to be an adult or a teen to really work on this and do these. So let me move the computer and the cameras so you'll be able to see better how to roll the paper tubes. Again, super fast and easy. I've got 2 done right now just to show you, but I'll show you what we need to do. So hang on just a second. I'm going to move the computer. And I'm just going to tip it down. There we go. All right, so it's tipped down onto the table, and you can see the work surface there. First thing we want to do is prepare the newspaper. You can use any type that you want to, whether you use the comics or crossword puzzles section or ads. This time what I'm doing is I'm using the ads from a Food Lion paper from back in January. So it's been around for a while. You want to get the paper into strips that look like so. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take my trusty pair of scissors, and I am just going to go down the edge right here, just like so. And if you can't do that and make kind of a neat edge on it, then just take your scissors and just cut the regular way. Now, The advertisements are nice because they have already got this nice edge for you to follow. So there we go. Okay, let's see what else we got going on here. All we have to do on this one is the same thing. Cut this down the center. Try not to make it too choppy when you cut it. Try to just make it as smooth as possible. And to keep all of the tubes uniform, we are going to cut this down the middle again. Let me show you. Lengthways. So we're going to take this and fold it just to get that center section. Just fold it kind of neatly. And now you have a guide. So just take it and cut it right down the center using that fold as your guide. There we go. And just stack these aside over here. Whoops. I just lost you. Okay, there we go. And again, we're going to go right down the center, this center fold here. I hope everyone's having a good day today. By the way, in case I didn't say it, my name is Gayle, and welcome to my Be Bodacious channel, where we are all about not letting life get in the way of living. And learning how to work with budget crafts, here, is part of that. Because like I said, we're all looking for budget these days. And that's just kind of the way the world is right now. Okay, and I've got somebody trying to catch me in here. Okay, there we go. And again, we're just going to take one of these pages, fold it down the center, like so, just to help us get that center point. So what are your all's plans for Christmas? Drop that in the comments and let me know. We have had something happen that's going to make me have a wonderful Christmas day. We found out I have enough points for a free night hotel stay at a hotel. So I think we're going to try to go spend the night at the beach. So, all right, down to the very edge there, very end, and trim that. So we've got several of these cut. Now let's go ahead and roll them. And it's super simple. Take your dowel or your skewer, whichever you want to use. In this case, this may actually even be a chopstick. So anything that you like to do that you think you want to use that's long, you can use a knitting needle even. So we're going to take it and we're just going to start it right here by kind of tucking it over. Okay, just to get it started. And then you're going to roll. And you're going to keep rolling it forward, 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 until it gets to about that point, in which case you're going to take your glue. I like using a glue stick, but sometimes white glue works better. Make sure you get some kind of glue that you use on paper. Hot glue will not work for this. It will glue it, but you'll have a mess. So just roll it there like that and then slide it out. So there we go. There's 3 of them already. We're going to need a bunch. So, hi, I see we've got a couple of people watching. Go ahead and dive into the chat and say hello. Tell me if you celebrate Christmas, what are you looking forward to the most? I can already tell you, it's if we go out of town, it's going to be, for me, it's going to be going out of town is what I'm going to enjoy the most. I didn't realize I had enough points, and I thought, I'm just going to poke around on the hotel website. I'm just going to check it out. And lo and behold, I do have enough points for a free hotel night. So there we go. All right. So now I have covered up my dowel. That's an oops. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my paintbrush and I'm just going to slip that in there and I'm just going to poke it in and just slide it out. So if you get it stuck, that's what you can do. Okay. So hold on just a second here. I think I hear my service dog trying to come in, and we don't need that, do we? Poor boy. Okay. Sorry about that. He has crashed this show more times than I can count. But that's okay. He takes care of me. So again, on this paper, I'm not sure if I showed you exactly how to place this for the first time just to get it started. Hold this to where the point of the paper is kind of facing you. This is a rectangle, but kind of act like it's kind of a diamond shape. Put this right here straight on the edge and then tuck that over and roll. And what you're going to notice is as you roll, one end's going to be a little bit bigger than the other, and you want that, especially if you're going to make a coaster tomorrow. So if you tune in tomorrow, then you'll get to see why. I can tell you, but seeing is much easier. But what you're going to do is when you start making your crafts and go beyond just making tubes, you're going to want to fit these together, big end going into the smaller end. And that's why it's okay, and you actually want that end. Okay, so yeah, you can see on these how one end is bigger. So what we're going to do is when I go to do the crafts, you're going to slip one end in to have a very large tube. Okay, see how that goes. So yeah. So all right, let's try some more. I got this whole stack to do, and it's going to take a bunch. And that is okay. So some people like doing this like at night because it's relaxing, and some people don't like it at all. So let me know what you think. Do you think you would find this relaxing or difficult? I'm always interested to knowing what people think about things, especially when it comes to crafts. I don't know if you all have noticed, but I have yet to meet a craft that I don't like, except the exception being cross stitch. Cross stitch and I do not get along. I really think it goes back to my math issue because I have dyscalculia, which is sort of like a math dyslexia. So it just makes it challenging sometimes. Okay, slide that in. And as I work with this, I am realizing that this actually is a chopstick. It is a little larger on one end naturally than on the other. There we go, there we go, there we go. And again, just poke it through because I keep getting it stuck, and that's okay. Just have something to poke it through. So, okay. And again, so I don't know how many of these I'm going to make. There's no telling. But I know I'm going to need a lot because I want to do a whole coaster set tomorrow. So I can show you how to do that. It's just a really cheap craft. Now, recycling or upcycling, depending on how you want to call it, sometimes can be deceptive as far as the price goes. But this is one that's just super cheap. And it's fun. So one thing that you do want to do, of course, if you're going to be drinking any kind of drink around it, you want to make sure that you don't spill it. I know that goes without saying, but if you're going to do paper crafts, try to use a cup that has a lid and seals. And I know we all sometimes forget things like that. And we think, oh my gosh, we'll think that like, oh yeah, I knew that. But yeah, sometimes we forget. We're all human. And that's the way it works. And poking it through. Again, just like that. So I want to take a second and brag on you all too, because we just did Christmas. We did, oh my gosh, locally. Okay, you all, we did, you and me, because you all made it possible. We did 100 toys for the Johnson County, Tennessee Hurricane Helene Long-Term Recovery Group, which is huge. But another lady contacted me. She was trying to put together Christmas for 19 kids, also in a hurricane-related area, just across the state line over here. And because of your generosity, you, my viewers and subscribers, because of your generosity, we were able to do that. So we did stocking stuffers for 19. Very proud of you. So 100 toys, 19 stockings, some DIY Christmas ornaments that we put in the stockings that I did the video on. Yeah, well, that's why I was doing the ornaments. So each kid will have an ornament of their own. And through. Hey, I see we've got a couple more people that have come in. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So what we're doing tonight is we are rolling paper tubes, and we're rolling them so we can make coasters and things out of them on our next live stream. Because we're trying to do some budget-friendly DIY crafts that we can use for Christmas presents. Because we're all on a budget. Putting glue there. Keep rolling, rolling, rolling. And as a reminder, and for those who have just tuned in and those who are going to see it later on the live stream, on the video, to do this craft, what you need is glue, a dowel, or a skewer, or a knitting needle, or in this case, a chopstick, and newspaper that you have cut into strips. This is a standard newspaper advertisement just from the grocery store, and I have cut it about 4 inches wide and in the strips. So to do these, all you got to do is point it, angle it rather, sort of like a diamond shape, and with the point facing you. Then take your skewer or chopstick, whatever you choose to use, or a dowel, and get it started and just roll it up. And you want to do it firmly. You don't want to do it super tight, but firmly as you roll it up. Put the glue there on that little flag part. There you go. Now, something that's been happening to me is I'm getting the chopstick caught in there. So all you do, if that happens to you, is just take another dowel or another chopstick, or in this case, paintbrush, and just slip it in and pop it out. Rolling, rolling, rolling. Let's just keep this rolling. I'm just going to see how many I can do, because I'm going to need a bunch for tomorrow's crafts. Tomorrow, we're going to come back and we're going to make the coaster. And you're going to need ever so slightly more supplies. And that is, you're going to need a lot of the tubes. You're going to need these, and you're going to need the scissors like we do today, and you're going to need white glue for it, just some kind of school glue. And you're going to want a fairly large paintbrush that's much wider than this one, because we're going to be painting glue on it, and that's going to be what seals it. Okay, and we're going to want to get it sealed really well, because that's what's going to keep it water resistant and protect it. So this coaster is one that I made a couple of years ago, and I still use it. It's still good, but I coated it in glue on both sides and around the edges to help seal it. So you can just leave it coated in glue, and that's fine. If you want a shine to it, after you use the glue and after the glue sets up and hardens and cures really well, you can put a coat of like glossy Mod Podge or some type of glossy I can't think the name of it, but a glossy coating just to make it shinier, to make it pop. But yeah, I have used this. I said 2 years. It might be going on 3. So, nice and durable. And we're going to make these and do a stack for Christmas crafts that you can give away because it actually makes a really cute gift. But we're going to keep rolling here. We're just going to keep rolling. Got to pop my thing out. We're going to angle this. Yeah. And I'm using my laptop to stream. So let me know what you think. I've got a brand new Logitech camera on here, webcam. So let me know what you think about that. Tell me if it's coming through nice and clear. I just always like to hear from you all. Okay. There we go. And another one. I think it's a little bright. And thank you all to the ones who just came in. I saw my numbers flash. Thank you. Welcome. My name is Gayle, and welcome to the Be Bodacious channel, where we're all about not letting life get in the way of living. That's why we're working on these inexpensive DIY last-minute Christmas gift crafts and rolling these newspaper tubes. Because we're going to come back and we're going to actually make crafts out of them to give as gifts. I'm going to do that probably tomorrow. So, okay. Point it towards you. Pretend that this rectangle newspaper is a diamond shape. Point the end of it toward you. Put the dowel on it and just start rolling the newspaper up there at the corner. Roll it firmly, but not too tight. If you roll it too tight, you'll never get the dowel off. And I'm using a chopstick. But you can use a chopstick, a dowel, a knitting needle, whatever you've got. So you need newspaper cut into long rectangles, scissors, glue, and a good work surface. And because I keep getting my chopstick stuck, I'm using a paintbrush, and I'm just popping it out. And that's okay. That's how it works. And let's see here. To the end, just I think my light just shifted. Let me know if you think that's better. And again, with the glue right there on that corner, kind of, you can think of it as your flag piece if you want to. There we go. And pop this out. If it happens to stick up just a little tiny bit, it's not the end of the world. Just put another tiny drop of glue on it and stick it down. Make sure, though, that you use a glue that is designed to be used on paper. Don't use hot glue. You don't need to use E6000. Save your money. You want a basic glue that's good for paper. Just put it on there and roll, roll, roll. Roll, roll, roll. Firmly, firmly, firmly. Get to the corner there. Hit it with a glue. I like using glue stick. You can use liquid. Whatever works. Whatever works best for you, that's what you want to use. Oh, because I keep getting it stuck. There you go. Wow. Look at all these that we've made just in the little bit of time I've been live streaming with you all. And I tend to work slower when I talk. My husband will tell you that. No, he won't. Don't ask him. Nobody email my husband, okay? Because if you ask him, he'll have to tell you the truth, and it's going to be the same thing as what I just told you. And that is, I work slower when I talk. And that's okay. You know why, though, don't you? You know why I work slower when I talk? It's because I'm part Italian and I can't talk without using my hands. There you go. Let's roll the tube. Hey, welcome. I see we've been joined by a couple more people, so hello and welcome. Please don't forget to give me a like on the video, aka live stream at this point. And do subscribe if you haven't already done so, because we love company. So, and I don't usually do my live streams late at night. It's just worked out that way lately, because what I've been trying to do is live stream so that people in different time zones can see it and participate. So, all right, for those of you who just came in, cut your paper in a rectangle, point it, angle it so there's a point toward you. Put your dowel or skewer on it and just start rolling it up in a corner right there. Firmly, but not too tight, just firmly. Keep rolling, 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 rolling. When it gets to the corner right here, all we're going to do is put the glue on it, and I'm using the glue stick rather than liquid, but you can use liquid. It's just for me, the stick sometimes works better. And because I got my stick stuck, I'm pushing it out with the end of a paintbrush. So here we go. Rolling, rolling, rolling. So what are you all doing for Christmas? Anybody have big plans? I am going to possibly go out of town, but I tell you what, overall, I think I'm just going to just take a break and not be exhausted for a day, maybe. Because we've been so busy. You all have just, I said the other day on the live stream, right at the end of it, actually it was a hot mic. I didn't realize that the mic was still on, but the other day at the end of the live stream, I turned to my husband and I'm like, I have the nicest subscribers, because you all made it possible for us to donate all those toys. Could not have done it on my own. You all are amazing. So hi and welcome to those who just came in. Okay, what we're doing is rolling newspaper tubes for a simple DIY craft. It's budget. And this is stage 1. So you've got a couple of different stages for this craft. After we get all the newspaper tubes rolled that we want to, we're going to come back and we're going to make newspaper coasters. And I'll show you what I mean by that in just a second. If you haven't seen them, they're really neat looking, really neat looking. And stacking 2 or 3 coasters really makes a really nice gift, because it's unique. It's not something that you're necessarily going to go out and buy unless you go to a high-end specialty shop. It does take a number of the tubes right there.